my subscriblings, and welcome to the next part in the Personas series. In this part, we're going to be designing our very first character. So, let's go! Now, if you remember from the intro video, the first persona that I have down is to do a monster persona. Specifically, I want to do more like a Frankenstein's monster type of persona. Before we get to designing the actual character, I first want to figure out what features I'd like to have in the design. For the theme, I'd like it to be more like a mad scientist type Frankenstein's monster. For the colors, I'd like black, white, and pink. I definitely want a lab coat, and I think it'd be fun if it was mix and match with the colors, kind of like, almost like a patchwork effect, I suppose. Well, with those figured out, let's actually start designing. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. If you'll notice, I added some accessories off to the side. This will definitely fit more with her story, which I think I will elaborate on at the end of this video, because I think that'll be really interesting. And now, all that's left to do is color. It's a pretty simple color scheme, but I think it does the job. Now, if you'll notice, off to the side I added a little section that I'm calling the breakdown, and it's basically just helping me separate all of the parts of the outfit so that I can know where to focus and what all I need to gather. That way it hopefully will keep things organized and really help me get an idea of how much I'm gonna need for the outfit. For this one, I would say that there's not a ton. It's more accessories than the actual outfit itself, but for future personas, I know that it's going to be a lot more, so I'm gonna go ahead and start doing the breakdowns now. So the breakdown for this outfit, I definitely want a mesh shirt because I think that adds a fun little dynamic to it. I want a split color shirt. I want black pants, black combat boots, that lab coat that I mentioned earlier. And for the accessories, I want the bolts, a wig, stitches, some lab equipment, and then some medical tools. Alright, first persona down and designed. I cannot wait to get all of these pieces together and to see what this looks like as like a real character. Oh, this is gonna be so much fun. As I mentioned a few moments ago, I kind of have a story already for this persona. So, she doesn't have a name yet. But the way that I see it is, you know how Frankenstein's monster is, I don't want to say bullied, but basically people see him as a monster and they don't treat him like a human being. I imagine that it's kind of the same thing with this Frankenstein's monster. She is mad because people aren't treating her very kindly, and they aren't treating her as a human, they're seeing her as a monster, and so almost in a self-fulfilled prophecy type of way, she becomes the monster that they see her as, and she takes on more of a scientist role, and she begins doing experiments, I assume, on the people who try to attack her. So, she is more of I'd say a horror or like a villain persona, but a persona nonetheless. Now, I'm sure that more of her story will be developed later on. That's just kind of like a basic idea of what I was thinking while doing the design. But I think for now, that's where we're gonna end it. So the next part of this series will be me trying to get all of the pieces together, and then we'll have a little test run and see what it looks like. I really appreciate you guys for joining me on the second part of this journey. I hope that it was entertaining and that you will join me for the next part. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!